So, what are each of your guys' name and game?
We all together made The Deep End. I'm Charles.
I'm Mason.
And I'm Lucas.
Okay. So we know who made. So you all made the game correctly. There's nobody else who helped you, maybe by chance.
There were technically 4 other people.
Yeah,
Yes.
because there was Salvador, Kingston, Hannah.
5 other people.
And Zaid.
Okay.
No, Zayd didn't help. Kira and Wiley.
Yeah, Wiley.
How long did it take you guys to produce this game? Between the art and the programming?
I mean, it took us a little bit under a full school year to make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took us a while. We tried to put in a lot of effort in the game. I don't know.
For Vision, it would have taken probably like 3 years.
A few years, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, we got something. So.
What do you think is the hardest part of the game?
To play or
No, the hardest part of making the game.
For
me, I think it was translating 2D assets into a 3D editor.
Yeah, I agree. Like making the levels and stuff, it was difficult to try to implement what I know as 3D level designing and trying to implement it into a 2D world.
Yeah, and making sure that the 2D assets could even interact with one another, like the character and the enemies and the walls and stuff, so on and so forth.
Yeah. What bugs do you have left in the game, and how would somebody fix them?
I think the biggest bug in our game is probably just our lack of time and like the lack of polish.
That's true.
With like as far as gameplay and assets go, and I think
we do have a couple actual bugs.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's the main like tentacle enemy goes through walls when they're not supposed to.
I think
Yeah.
the easiest way to fix it would just be to have like more time and more effort to put
And,
into
you know,
it.
you can kind of see the reticles a little bit.
It probably would have been
Right.
easier to start off in a regular 2D world and then try to use a version of that into 3D instead of doing it the other way
3D
around.
2D.
Yeah. Also, a very small bug that I thought I fixed with the character being able to basically fly off the map. I have no idea how exactly I would fix it, but that is a bug that I did try to fix.
How does he fly off the map exactly? Does he?
So it is a problem when it is in between 2 solid objects that are moving into each other. It pushes them off the plane that he's in right at the moment.
Yeah, because he's on a very specific plane to be able to interact with all the enemies and stuff, because, you know, they're all 2D and so on. So as soon as he gets pushed off, then he can't interact with anything in the level pretty much ever.
Yeah.
Pretty well puts him in God mode for the most part.
And not really God mode.
Not really, because he also
More like
literally
Satan.
You ever
Off the
play
map.
adventure mode in Minecraft?
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Actually, the one we just went over, the seaweed, since how our camera is angled, it'll
yeah.
push into the seaweed, so the camera
Coral.
looks weird.
Yeah, I think the coral still does that as well.
So we'd probably have to change like the settings for that.
Oh.
Oh.
Boss. You got that, Charles.
Yeah.
Do you have any like Easter eggs intended or unintended?
Not especially. Not any Easter eggs that are in the game that are like what a player can see. More stuff that was for the production team, that, you know, stuff that we remember and stuff that we kept in as a reminder of the funny stuff we saw during production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a couple areas in the game, but that we didn't explore because we didn't have time to flesh out that part of the game. But if you want to get to those Easter eggs, I guess. But
yeah.
What are some of your favorite features about the game?
I think, given our time limit, I think we have a pretty good variety of enemies.
I love the pufferfish.
With different movement and different things that the player has to worry about and stuff. And then that's kind of my favorite feature. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I would agree. Just the fact that with how much time we had and how many things we didn't finish, the fact that we were able to get like 3 different enemy types that all had different models and different move sets, I think was really
I really like the gun. The gun came out really nice.
That's true.
I don't like how we did the reticles and stuff. It isn't necessary that we did the reticles, but
the reticles
it looks
were
weird.
We're kind of a last minute thing. So
Did your artist have to hand draw every animation?
it wasn't. It was digital art, but a lot of it was
digitally, yes.
digitally hand drawn.
It was
so
it
a
was
lot of
drawn.
this stuff, like nearly all of it, although we had 2 artists. So a lot of it was done by one artist because our second artist had to go work on a separate project kind of halfway through production. But yeah, so a lot of it is hand drawn, concept arted.
Is this the full version of the game?
I'm pretty sure it is. What's like your favorite level or like most favorite area?
The last area.
That's true.
I
really-
love the Sharktopus.
I love
Sharktopus.
It's really difficult to get away from both of them.
Oh, he just flew through the wall.
Oh, yay.
Oh.
No.
You died right after.
So yeah, there's still definitely some bugs. But I think my favorite area is probably honestly this beginning area.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I
gonna
really
say.
like despite him glowing when he's not supposed to, I like the walrus a lot. I think this area could have definitely been expanded on a bit, and
But I think it is relatively polished.
You guys want to take a
First.
crack
sure,
at
I'll
it?
take it.
I'll do that before someone gets marked.
And then, yeah, so I like this beginning area because of that. I think that it had a lot of potential. And I don't think it was fully explored, but I like that it could have been,
Yeah. How successful would you think this game would be
If we finished it, or like right now.
if you
If
you
we'd-
put more work into it and finished it? How successful do you think?
I think if we
If
had
given
it
the
in-
time, this could be a really good game.
Yeah, I think if we had the time and like the skills to completely fulfill the vision that we had for this game, I think it definitely could have been really good. Because we intended to have a lot more hub area and more like when fighting people, there'd be more collectibles and more ways to upgrade your weapons and unlock new weapons.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a much more in-depth game than what it came out
Almost
to
kind
be.
of like a roguelike in the sense.
It was supposed to be roguelike.
With more extended bosses and levels and stuff like that. So I think if we had time to finish our vision, it could have been a really good game.
Yeah.
So this current version of the game is more or less like a rough outline demo kind of deal.
Yeah, this is
Pretty much,
definitely like that.
Okay. So if you had the time and the resources to make it successful, what would you mostly improve on?
Probably I would
Just general polish, to be honest.
general polish and like general gameplay, like things like this with the seaweed clipping your camera, and just like certain combat issues, like the reticle being difficult to aim.
It's also pretty basic, the combat, and I was kind of hoping that there would be more like weapon gun types, and I am happy that we got this many enemies in, but more enemy types would definitely be cooler. So just I think more variety and more polish overall, rather than focusing on new features.
I don't know if you're making it.
So I heard something about a ghost orb. What's that all about?
Oh.
So
Ghost orb.
during production, there would be there would be this while we were editing. We would leave a certain area or go back into the editor, and there would be a random mesh, a random orb that would appear that no one could click on or touch or move or interact with.
And any level you were in, it would always just be there.
It would always appear, no matter what level you were in, no matter where you were, and it couldn't be touched, it couldn't be moved, it couldn't be deleted.
Yeah.
It would just hang out.
So as a level designer, I saw it probably the most, I would say.
Yeah.
Working with levels, but pretty much any time I'd enter a level, the orb would be there and it'd just like be in the way, and I couldn't click on it, and every time I tried to click on it, I'd click on any objects behind it, so like it didn't exist in the physical.
That's why we called
editor.
it. That's why we called it the ghost orb, is because it didn't
but
seem to
also,
appear physically.
It took us like weeks to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think we still really know why it was there. We just figured out how to remove it. But they started getting to the point where not only would it appear in the editor, but sometimes it would appear in actual gameplay, and it would obstruct the player from being able to continue the game. You'd have to reset it.
Yeah.
During the opening like step section in the main hub, it appeared one time right there, and you literally couldn't go up the steps because it was in the way.
But yeah, that was a pretty funny.
We figured out later. I think it was tied to the camera. I think.
Yeah, anytime you ended on where your camera, like wherever you were in the editor, and you started the game, that's where it would be.
Yeah.
So
We
it's
don't
just
know why
A,
it's there,
a bug
but-
with our camera, but eventually we were able to fix it and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Should have made an Easter egg about it. I like the end of like the end screen, just the ghost orb of death.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we really didn't know why it was there or how to get rid of it. All we did was just not end somewhere.
Yeah.
Ow.
Well, you're dead.
Is there
Guys, I got this. Trust.
So like,
Oh, Jesus.
is there not a pause feature in the game?
There is not.
There's not currently,
We
no.
Was it because of the ghost orb?
No, we just didn't think of one.
We were
Wait,
trying
here.
to, but we didn't get to it in time.
You want me to play? Oh man.
When we had the first thoughts of making a pause menu, or we had the time, but some programmers had time to do it. We were at the very end of production.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a last minute thing that didn't really have time to complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it turns out a bunch of sequences pretty hard to stop at once. So.
True.
What are sequences?
Sequences like the moving pufferfishes, anything like that, and the enemies themselves, they are directed to move towards the player.
Yeah.
And it's a simple directive, so I don't know if we could have paused their movement. You can, there is like coding to where you can just pause their movement. You do it in a couple different ways when I did it in testing, but I don't know if I would have been able to get everything to pause at once.
Yeah. There's just kind of too much stuff going on. But yeah, overall, I think, improve the basics of the game, because I think bare bones is a little bit lacking on the foundational stuff. And then once that is fully polished, we would start working on other stuff, like the main gameplay loop of finding new weapons and upgrading and killing monsters and stuff. But overall, I think that if given the time, this could be a really cool game.
So I seen the intro. There's obviously some lore behind it, just off the video. What was the biggest why did you make it almost like kind of dystopian end of the world theme?
Well, we were given a prompt that it was supposed to be in the year 2100. And to me, if we're gonna get to that year, it's probably gonna be a little bit dystopian. Because I was the creative director, so that's so I was the one that came up with lore and the beginning cutscene and edited that. So in my mind, the year 2100 is a little dystopian, but I try to come up with something that would be a little bit more creative than a regular kind of dystopian future.
And we already had the idea of making an underwater roguelike. We were over the summer. We were brainstorming a lot of ideas, and we just came to that one eventually.
Yeah, and then we kind of integrated it with the prompt of it being in the year 2100. So yeah, the story is based kind of off of that, in it being dystopian, and underwater, because we thought that'd be a cool setting for a roguelike, which I don't think is really. Having the freedom of movement to go up and down and left and right versus jumps and rolls and stuff, I feel like would have been an interesting twist on the normal gameplay of a roguelike.
So, when I played it initially the first time, when I initially booted it up and played it, I've noticed that when you first load up the combat levels, there is a massive freeze. It almost hold up.
That is true.
That is because there is a lot of assets, and
Yes.
it has to process all the blueprints all at once.
Yeah.
Going from the hub to even the hub has a lot of stuff like glowing walrus that will continue to glow more and more as you go through.
Yeah.
But stuff like that takes a lot of processing power, and we would like to polish that more. But
Yeah. So especially the two characters that exist. There's a hub one, because you'll notice that in this world he can swim in the water and stuff, but in the hub he can't, obviously, because there's no water. So those are two different versions of the character, one that can swim and one that can't, and those two different
Like this one right here.
yeah, those two different characters take a lot of processing power.
Yeah, because I've noticed once it loads in the first time, after that it loads pretty easily. Because
Yeah,
I just know once those assets are loaded in, it's just like, oh, reload.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just got a lot of stuff to get through.
That's also just like basic computers. After you're loading the first time, it already has backup storage from short-term memory they put in that will just keep that data, and then it'll go back to that when they need it.
Yeah, that right. I don't think we have anything else to talk about. I think we've gone about just over everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That
sounds good.
You can just watch Lucas die one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
I'm gonna let him get through this one last little bit real quick.
Yeah, I think that the game. I think again, given more time, the game could have been really fun. I think, or better. Yeah, I think if we gave this proof of concept to somebody else who had more time and skill, then they could make it into something better.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think the biggest thing is it was like new territory for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were all trying to navigate how to do like a new setting. So I think now with what we do know about it, if we had started off our level building differently and started off our blueprinting differently, knowing what we know now, I think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah. Oh my god, that shark was just scary. I just seen it fly through the wall.
Yeah, he's so fast.
There's three of them.
Press R, press R, press R.
Oof.
Let's go.
Oh, like that.
And here, someone makes it to the credits for once.
Damn.
Gosh.
I died before I got there.
Yeah.
You know what? In the credits, you
have
should have
all
put the
our-
ghost orb.
I
Look
thought
at how
about
many.
it.
Look at how many credits I have. It's
I only have one credit.
You were our only level designer, though.
Our final button's not working.
Okay, I don't think this is
Well-
the final version.
Okay.
All right, well, that's our game.
All right.
Thank you.